afternoon, ma'am. My name is Praful Bele and I am from collegedunia.com. Very warm welcome to you on our interview series, which is called Thoughts in Education, where we interview various dignitaries such as the owners, directors, and HODs of various universities and colleges. Before starting the interview, I would request you to kindly give a brief introduction of yourself and then we'll proceed ahead with the interview. Ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for coming here, Praful. My name is Juthika Mehta. I'm the Program Director for TransStaida University School of Sports Studies. I have about 10 plus years of experience in the sporting industry across various verticals, 6 plus years of experience as an educationist, being a lecturer at various universities, etc. I have designed the program for TransStaida University Sports Education, being a product of sports education in India and having studied and done my master's abroad. Coming from the fitness and wellness industry, I've tried to incorporate a very holistic approach to the entire program, and that's a little about me as well.
So, ma'am, that was great to hear about you. Now, let's go to the first question of this interview series, and that is, as the program director of sports studies at TransStaida, how do you envision your program and what strategies do you have in place to make it a leader oriented into the industry?
Okay, so honestly, the aim is not to create leaders. The aim is to be able to create more holistic individuals, more holistic students who come into the industry. For very, very long, a lot of the students who come into sports management and graduate into the industry are very academically sound, but do not have the experience or the expertise on ground, and usually, lack the exposure. So the idea of creating this program was to be able to create a balance between academia and practical learning, where when they go into the industry, they know exactly how to apply that academia, how to use all the knowledge that they learned in a classroom on field, quite literally. So the idea of the program was to build on the journey of an athlete, of how an athlete first goes into recreational sport. So everything that's required in terms of the foundation of recreational sport, then into a developmental athlete, then into an elite athlete where specification comes into play. So over the 3 years, you get exposure into all the aspects of sport, and then where you can specialize and how you can take it forward in the industry.
Ma'am, in what ways do you utilize the latest technology and online platforms to improve the educational experience of your students?
So a lot of my education does happen online because a lot of my faculties are industry experts and they get time to teach online preferably. So I do use a lot of online classrooms. However, a great example for this question is a subject called sports technology that I teach. The faculty actually helps them utilize softwares that are used to analyze athlete performances and give them an insight into what the software can do, how it is utilized, how a layman can utilize it, and what are the pro versions of the software. So they get to understand that this is the kind of technology that is applied in sport today and where it is headed.
Ma'am, how do you test and evaluate a student's growth, learnings, and achievements in this program?
Oh, that's a good one. So, for me, a student is never evaluated only by academic performance. Unfortunately, the system has to allow me to do that completely. We do have exams and there is some form of academic performance, but every opportunity that I give them in their practical learning is also evaluated. They're also evaluated on things that they do over and above classroom, which is what we call balance credits. So we have opportunities where they can do yoga on campus, they can do extracurricular activities, probably do a fest in college. All of that also counts for their credit points to be more holistically developed.
What do you think makes TransStaida stand out among the universities in the state?
So not just the state, there are, from when I started to today, there are about 33 plus universities that teach sports management today, and each of these universities have one thing in common, which is they're very either academically oriented or sports science oriented. Nobody is giving you a more developed and a holistic picture of how the student should be. and I have focused on that. I have done immense research on how I want the end product to look like, which is how I want my student to walk into the industry life. And I have developed the curriculum to ensure that each subject adds value to that holistic end goal that I'm looking at. So it's very, very important that they have more exposure, that they go through each module, because each module is specifically curated towards that end goal.
Ma'am, how do you collaborate with the industry partners to ensure that your program aligns with the needs of the sports industry?
So this I've actually been very lucky, because all the people who are guiding me on this program with myself are Mr. Udit Sheth, who's also a part of a federation, Mr. Adil Sumariwala, who's an Olympian himself, and the provost for our university. So through them, I have obviously a lot of industry connections that I have been working upon. My students in the Ahmedabad University, for example, have done an orientation and straight gone into a National Games volunteering opportunity, which does not happen outside. You need to at least be a graduate to be able to do this kind of stuff. They're currently interning with Gujarat Titans at the IPL. They have worked on a fest on their own. They have already created a in-house sport tournament for the club members. So there are multiple things that they do which creates opportunities for us to collaborate with the industry experts, with vendors, with other people in the industry, and for them to also know about us. So it makes my placement opportunities a lot easier, to make it simpler.
Any message you would like to give to the current youth and the aspiring students?
I think the only message for anybody who's passionate about sport is very simple. Look at your degree program as an investment in yourself. All of us are passionate about sport. All of us, want to do something in the industry, but education is the first step to it. If you do educate yourself, I promise you, you will find a career path for yourself that will take you a very, very long way, and you can stay connected to sport. If you're not going to make that effort to educate yourself or to be a part of something that's more holistic like this, you may survive in the industry, but you'll have to keep looking for work.
Ma'am,